Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you might have already realized from my thumbnail that today's topic is toxic positivity. Yes, that's a trending term now, and a lot of youngsters tend to use it more than usual. So you might be wondering, how can positivity be toxic? Like, what is so bad about it? Because positive is supposed to be something good, right? Like, we look for good in situations, in people, and a lot of things like that. So I'm actually here referring to these points here because I have written, I don't want to miss out on any point, so that's why I have all the points written so that I give you the right information and cover all the points as much as possible. So starting with, what is toxic positivity? Toxic positivity is basically having the pressure of suppressing your negative feelings or emotions in order to feel good or to see the brighter side of the situation. So for example, losing a job. I am giving this example, and in the video you will find a lot of examples of losing a job, because I think now we have hit recession and things like that, and a lot of layoffs have happened and a lot of people have lost their job. So I thought it's more relevant to most of us. So somebody loses a job, right? It's the worst situation to be in, of course, because job comes with money, and with money you can fulfill a lot of materialistic things, and of course it comes with a lot of responsibilities as well, right? So somebody loses a job, and you go tell him that it's okay, at least you have not lost your life. You have a life, you have another new day coming up, you can always find a job, you have a family to support. This is toxic positivity without thinking what the person is going through. Imagine a person who has lost the job, is the breadwinner of the family, and he has no financial support from any of his other family members. He has children to look after, rent to pay, food, shelter, clothing, maybe he has loans, education loans, home loans, a lot of other things, right? So for him it's a very big deal. So this job is a very big deal, and losing it is also a much bigger deal for him. So you go tell him that, to shrug off that feeling of that negative feeling or that sadness of losing a job, in order to feel good, seeing the brighter side, at least you're alive. So that is toxic positivity, where you're not acknowledging your own or the other person's feelings or what they are going through, and then you tend to give solutions and make them feel better, right? So how is it different from optimism? I will tell you in the video going forward. Before that, let's look at some of the phrases or examples of toxic positivity. So things like, it could be worse. Look at other people. At least you have a family. They don't even have a family to look back on or fall back on. Somebody is an orphan, and things like that. So such certain phrases where you suppress the emotions in order to feel good, that is toxic positivity. So let's understand the difference between optimism and toxic positivity. So ಇವಾಗ optimism is basically you try to understand the situation and then give a workable solution. Okay. Basically you acknowledge your feelings, you listen to a person's problem, and then you see how to help that person. Whereas toxic positivity is, you suppress the negative feeling completely. So giving you an example again, job loss example. Optimism is basically, you try to understand, you ask the person, what is it that you want to do further, or how is it that I can help you, is there something that we can do to work this out together, and things and similar statements, where there is a sound of positivity, but at the same time you're giving importance to what the person is feeling. In toxic positivity, it's more like, just forget about it, it had to happen, let's just move on and find another job for you. There is no point in crying about it because it's already happened. But please be grateful that you have a family to fall back on, and phrases and similar phrases. So in optimism, you are understanding the person, you're understanding the situation, and then you're seeing how to get out of it together. Whereas in toxic positivity, you're completely suppressing it, you're completely removing the negative feeling, or you make the person feel guilty for feeling so negative about a situation, whereas all he has to do is to look at the positive side. So these are the differences between. It's a very fine difference, okay, fine line of difference, but it is very important for us to understand. Sometimes in the name of optimism, or in the name of making the person feel better, we end up being very toxic while giving suggestions, or trying to understand what the person is going through. So if we are able to understand this fine line between optimism and toxic positivity, I think half the problem is solved. Yeah, so that's the difference between optimism and toxic positivity, where once you acknowledge the feelings and then try to overcome or help the person overcome it by finding a good solution. Where the other toxic positivity is you shrug off negative emotions, like it never happened, or whatever happened for the good, without helping out the person or helping yourself. So the next question arises is, what causes toxic positivity? Because it's a new term that we are all realizing now. So what causes it? So what happens often what happens is, when there is a tragedy, or when there is a bad situation in your close family or your close friends, or and when I say tragedy, it's not just death, it can be anything, like loss of job or accident, or whatever for that matter, right? Because you're seeing your close ones in that situation, you don't know probably what to say, right? Once I don't know what to say to them, what will make them feel better. Sometimes, I have caught myself asking people, when there's a death in their family, I myself have asked, how are you? Bidu, it's okay. Yen ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. I am acknowledging it because I know I'm wrong and I'm trying ways to fix it. So I'm sure you also would have had gone through certain situations where you don't know what to say. So the thing that comes out of your mouth, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, it's okay, it was God willing, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, so that they also feel better. But let me tell you, it doesn't make them feel better. Maybe temporarily they're like, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ and all that, but it's not like that. It will make them feel lonely and worse, because they don't know how to deal with it. And you can't ever blame everything on God, right? When people don't know what to tell in a situation, they often end up telling things like this, that will make a person only feel worse and lonely, and doesn't help them cope better. So moving on to the next topic that I want to speak about under toxic positivity is how it affects your mental health and well-being, right? So in the long term, so it's not like you just tell something and something happens. In the long term, it's like a habit, right? So what happens when you are facing toxic positivity around you, and you yourself are feeling that you're realizing that you are undergoing toxic positivity? Like when you talk within yourself, right? You talk to yourself, all of us do. When there's a situation, we try to make ourselves feel better, and we end up telling phrases to ourselves like, it's okay, this situation too shall pass, this too shall pass, I will always feel better tomorrow, maybe tomorrow is a new day, and things like that. So how does it affect us? So the first thing is, just imagine you have a glass jar, or you have a water bottle which is like has a capacity of 250 ml, but then you're trying to pour in 500 ml of water. It is going to come out, right? Because it can't take it. The same way, you have the ability to suppress only some amount of emotions. Like you keep suppressing, it is going to come out in very different way. So the trigger might be something else, but your emotions might be something else. So suppressing emotions is going to lead you to show emotions in a very wrong way, and it is not always good thing to show emotions drastically, because it can have other repercussions as well. So once you suppress it, you won't know what to do, and something, any trigger for that matter, which is not even related to the matter, might help you just burst out. That is one thing. Second thing, you will start feeling passive, and you can't accept yourself because it's not your authentic self. You've always been talking to yourself and shrugging off emotions and situations. You will not know how to deal with it when there's something really big and it actually needs your acknowledgement, and to think in a better way to give to get a solution. So it will hide yourself. It will lead to your shame and guilt because you're not able to accept your emotions and you're not able to show it properly. So these are the things that happens when your toxic positivity gets onto you on a daily basis, and it will affect your mental health in a great. You're not able to acknowledge anything that's around you in a proper way. So you need some direction. So that direction comes only from thinking, retrospecting, and actually acknowledging the situation, accepting the situation, and then show your emotions, put it out there, whatever you feel like. Even if you're feeling negative, it is completely fine. Of course, if the situation is bad, you can't feel positive, right? The first thing that comes to your mind is negativity. It's okay, put it out there, and there are ways to do it. You can cry, you can shout, you can do journaling, you can talk to a friend, go out for a walk. There are like lakhs and millions of ways you can deal with your negative emotions. So acknowledge it, understand what you're going through, and then when there's clarity in your mind, you will be able to deal with the situation in a much better way. So moving on to the next thing that I want to tell you is how to respond and deal with toxic positivity. So there are two sections to it. One, when you catch yourself being telling phrases that is toxic to somebody else. So somebody else is facing the situation, and then you end up saying phrases like it's okay, this too shall pass, and stuff like that. So what do? So that time, the least you can do is to wait, pause for a moment, and then ask them, can you tell me more about the situation? Can you please explain your emotions? What are you going through? What is it in the situation that's making you feel bad? Let me give you the example of job loss, right? So if you don't know what to tell that person, instead of saying that it's okay, you'll find another job, it's just a matter of a month and so, just pause for a moment, pause for like 15 seconds, and then ask them, is it the financial commitments that are making you feel bad? Or is it that a kind of shame that you got laid off? Or is it because you have a lot of responsibilities on your head and stuff like that? Ask them so that you can get more information about how they're feeling, so that you can react in a better way, right? So pause for some time, ask, listen to them, and if you still don't know what to say, just say, do you want something from me? What is it that you want from me? How can I help you? Instead of just saying some random phrases, this is the least that you can do. Pause, acknowledge, and then ask them if you can help them. So now if you find somebody else being toxically positive with you, so you're going through a bad time, and then they are saying that it's okay, it happens, don't worry, tomorrow is a new day, the sun shall shine again, and stuff like that, and you are not liking it, you want that, you don't want such positive phrases, and you just want somebody to listen to you, I think it's better you tell them that see, this is not helping, I would kindly request you to give me some space, or I just want you to listen to me. So tell them openly, or that what you're feeling. Say, I am feeling hopeless right now because I lost a job, so I want you to just listen to what I'm feeling. Or just give me 2 days time, I shall get back to you, because I don't know what I want, or I don't know how I'm going to go forward with this, or what I want to do. And also you can explain the facts to them, okay? Like, I am feeling bad not because I lost a job, but it's because I have commitments, and I have a family to look after, and it's I know I will get a job, but for now I am feeling sad, and I want to feel that way for a day, and then I will bounce back. Tell them this is what you want. Until and unless you're not vocal, people will tell 100 things, and the best way to avoid toxic positivity is being vocal about your emotions and stating clearly what you want from them. I know the next question you people will have is, we won't even know what we're going through. Sometimes, all you do is to sit there, in a blank state of mind, and whatever people tell is what you feel is right. I know that happens. So in that time, in that state also, you can say, you can request people ki, just give me some time, I'm unable to think clearly, so whatever you say might or might not make sense to me, so please give me that space and I shall get back to you whenever I need help. It's as simple, just be vocal, and that will solve a lot of problem, right? So that was about toxic positivity, and I have jotted down some phrases that can be helpful, like if you find yourself being toxically positive, or if you find other people who are being like that, and you want to tell them, this is not how it should be and what they can do instead. These are the phrases that you can use. So things like, statements like, I know that sounds hard, you might be feeling hopeless right now. Do you need a hug? Do you want to go for a walk? Can I do something? Will I be of some help? Or do you just want me to listen to you? So give the other person chance to decide what he wants, instead of you telling this is how it is going to be and this is what you have to choose, and it could have led to something worse, and he should be grateful. Not being grateful in tough situations is highly impossible, and if somebody is doing it, that is really toxic and they shouldn't be doing it. So I myself, actually, so I'm also going through a very tough phase in terms of job and stuff like that, and a lot of who are close to me know about it. So I have caught myself saying that it's okay, something better is in store for me. No. And then I understood that this is wrong, because if I don't acknowledge what I'm going through, because I know I am sad, so if I am not able to understand what I am going through, how will I convey it to other people? How will I seek help? Right? So you need to sit there. So I have taken a week off, and then I'm trying to acknowledge my situation, whatever is going through right now, so my emotions, and then I'm able to seek help. Then I am able to come and talk to you people, because I know what I'm going through, I know how I can get out of it. So if you don't do, in the long run, you're going to suffer, and I think that is going to be a much bigger problem than what you're facing right now. So I hope it was pretty informative and you guys liked it, and I will try to do more topics on mental health as and when time permits. And if you have liked this video, kindly give it a thumbs up. And yeah, all of you try, I wouldn't say stay happy, because staying happy all the time is practically impossible. We have our ups and downs, and I hope all of you learn to acknowledge, realize the situation, and try to deal with it in a much better way. Thank you.